Good morning. Time for another Take Time Tuesday, and we start today by breathing. So breathe in and breathe out. This morning's conversation is a little different from what I normally do, and the reason being is very simple. In 2025, I have had to firsthand and by proxy deal with a lot of questions about palliative care. Palliative care being how to make someone comfortable in a life-limiting or near terminal medical situation. It usually goes hand in hand with end-of-life care, but not always. It is a difficult conversation to have with people because it's a very uncomfortable conversation for most people to have. But it is a conversation we need to be having. As we get older and life events happen and medical care changes, it boils down to we need to know the people that are closest to us and how we ourselves feel about how we're taken care of or taking care of someone in a situation where their medical experience is significantly impacting their ability to live normally. It's a very, very uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people. They don't want to think about that. But when you've got parents that are getting older, when you've got partners that are getting sick, when you've got injury or limitations that limit your life as far as living it normally, it's a conversation that needs to be had. And it makes things much simpler if you talk to people about it. Do you know if the people closest to you want to have a DNR, do not resuscitate in the event of a medical emergency? Do you know if people closest to you who have mental health issues that are shutting down their brain functions, whether they want to be artificially extended via, let's say, radiation therapy or medical equipment, or is it simpler to make them as comfortable as they are in the current situation? And when I say simpler, I mean better for them, for their mental health, for their quality of life, to just be allowed to live out in a manner that's relatively pain-free. These aren't easy answers. These are very dependent on the individual. And unfortunately, especially when you're dealing with a loved one that has got a mental degradation, it can be sometimes hard to understand what their thought process is on it because they're not capable of doing so themselves anymore. So you have to look back through their life history and figure out, okay, based on what I know on them, would they want this? Would they not want this? It's much simpler if they've got it all written down beforehand, but not everybody can do that or thinks to do that until it's too late. And as uncomfortable of a conversation as it is, you do need to have it with the people you're closest to so that you know, without it impacting you as far as feeling guilty about not making the right decision or stressing on whether you know what you're doing is correct, that you have these conversations to make it easier for everybody. Just something to think about. Y'all have a good day.